a good point. They also have the boat. I think they need to.
There's a Shadow Demon well versus the Axe. They have the save. PSG.LGD do not. It's a much more play properly.
Very difficult. Anyone can LGD.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think a lot of this is probably going to come down to the Razor. Good job, and he's able. Well, but okay, sorry, we bumped into Lizard.
Look out for fallen rocks!
What are you doing, Lizard?
I'm dead.
He's gotta get tough. You think that just happens naturally? All right,
Hands up,
anyway.
chat.
Well, we're gonna buff you guys up with some great Dota, so stick around while Lizard puts on a few more pounds, and we'll see right after Game 2.
So we see Lizard getting buff, and I feel like we're also going to have to see Alliance getting buffed up in this game, in particular the Void. To me, it looks like a pretty hard Void game, a pretty hard game for them to get off the ground. I feel like LGD has gotten themselves some very strong lanes, and they picked the Tiny and the Kunkka into Undying. Their Tombstone hitters are just missing. I don't know how you feel about that, Owen, but...
No, that's true. Yeah, I think the Undying, even that they have picks after it, it still ended up looking pretty good for White for Innocence. So
yeah,
I think these teams aren't going to be easy. There's definitely, as you say, going to be the pressure. They have got pretty good damage to throw into the Chrono. You know, there's a few ults here and there, the boat, the ice blast. But against some of these beefier heroes, you know, once Razor or Axe gets a bit of HP online, there definitely could be struggles for Alliance, especially in the brawls that you've got to imagine that PSG.LGD are going to be bringing quite early this game.
Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of when I see Shadow Demon and AA paired up as supports. You know, you're pretty much completely reliant on your cores making all the plays. Right now, they'll get Innocence trapped up for a moment here, but there's an Undying. The stun will connect with the Cold Feet. They've got nice damage. The Orb of Venom also coming into play. His own Orb of Venom is hurting him a lot. That extra slow. He's gonna get brought down here. He will. Nice.
Very nicely done. There we go. That's one way to make that support duo work. Is try and find yourself first blood opportunity.
Use that Orb of Venom against him. That's the one thing about those SD illusions when you are playing versus a hero that picks up Oof early on. You just use it just to kill him inside of that lane or inside that early start. So good approach here from Alliance. Do feel like they need that to start off this game well versus this very quick early paced draft and very quick early paced aggression that's going to come out from PSG.LGD. This Drow, this Razor, they're lane winners. The Razor in particular versus Tiny. I feel like a lot of this game will come down to Limp's performance, how much active moves he's able to make, and he's going to have a really tough start.
No, absolutely, and you have to draft like this against Limp Tiny, right? You can't let this man have a free lane because he will just straight up win the game. If Limp gets free farm mid, his Tiny, pretty much the best in the game, play for the mid position. So yeah, this response from PSG.LGD, very much respecting that, and as you said, just giving the chance to make sure that that doesn't come out from Limp, or at least has a much less likely probability of happening in the other game.
I'm surprised they went for the Kunkka offlane too. I've seen S4 doing it a bunch in pubs, but into the Undying, that's the thing that keeps standing out for me. As top, FNG, he's gonna live.
Not quite.
Wait some more.
Maybe Jin-Q might be in trouble. Okay, he's still got a leap left. There's a leap left, so manages to break himself away from Nico, baby.
Nicely done. FNG has the extra regen too, has the salve to keep himself topped off. He needs to keep topped off too. There's a lot of pressure that comes out between this Axe and Mirana. We've seen so many times these Axes just dominate lanes. Yeah, I'm mostly keeping my eyes on bottom, seeing what Innocence can do, because I feel like as soon as they hit level 2, S4 or Hanskin are just dead. They might even just do it right here. Innocence hits 2.
Yeah, why?
Team's down.
I mean, the money shot won't quite catch onto S4, but still, this harassment from the Undying alone is going to be very annoying, and not even able to get the gold out of this. It might turn towards Hanskin instead, but Innocence is quite fine with the body blocks. He can't. Hanskin manages to get out of there. But yeah, you're seeing that potential from this safe lane duo.
Yeah, just S4 can't approach creep wave. That's the biggest scare for me. As soon as you start just getting 1 or 2 decays onto you, the Drow's damage just hurts too much. You're at such a low HP pool that each one of those hits hurts more than they normally would because of that. As Ame, level 3 now. So he's got 2 points inside those Frost Towers for the chase. So if this lane starts to push forward too much into LGD's favor, onto their side, that's where it gets scary for Alliance. If Alliance has the positioning here, it's not so bad, but the fact that it's not pushing in, this is where you're gonna have to watch S4. The damage will just start to ramp up from these right clicks, and you don't really care too much about Tidebringer. You have so much armor on Drow. at the connecting torrent.
They're going to try and get a hit on with the torrent, but you know, more than fine here. Arme still has stick charges, fairy fire. Won't be able to burst in. Do get the extra connection there with the shadow.
They got the fist.
So
They got the fist.
It's enough. Hansken, he did. He was able to find the last one. 5 stacks there. Hansken getting a huge kill there. Of course, with that insane burst damage that he was able to build up there. Arme was trying the best with the side steps, but Hansken just landing it every time.
He walked back into that last one too. I don't think he expected it to be that much damage, but it was a level 3 Shadow Demon that just got hit, so he will go Suicide Tower, refill. Nice moves down bottom. Did not expect him to get the Drow kill like that.
Just I don't think Arme did either. Yeah,
No.
can't underestimate that huge burst there. Coming from the 5th stat.
Mid lane, still not doing so bad. Limp, I think he's doing pretty decent consider the matchup versus a Razor.
Even trying.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you've got to imagine that even though the matchup's hard, Limp's probably played Tiny against Razor quite a few times. I would imagine a lot of players, pubs, pro games, do pick the Razor against his Tiny. He's been in this situation many times before.
Up top, FNG, arrow connects. He's looking dead.
And bottom again! Hansken!
Get the stack.
He does it again! Yeah, he gets it with
Hansken.
these stacks. He's crushing it down here. He's going to be able to get innocence as well. Stacks are upon him. There it is.
Boom.
He is crushing this
All
one,
right.
and he needs to as well. We saw how tough of a start S4 was having on the first sort of few minutes of waves. Hansken, he's just completely compensated for that. These kills that he's getting and the pressure he's putting onto Arme, this is massive. Now Arme's having no start at all now. It's such a slow beginning here for the Drow because these back-to-back deaths from the Shadow Demon.
I love watching aggressive Shadow Demons that play like that. That was such good moves from Hansken.
Gold.
S4 now completely caught up, 17-2 after this as well. Gonna bring a health shortly. Top still, Faithbeyond able to put a lot of pressure here already. His ring of health, his Vanguard's pretty much done. They have earned charges too.
Now with these deaths on PSG.LGD, it's just not no longer as easy as it was, to sort of play as aggressive as the two want to.
Yeah, Ame's now level 3. Undying is higher level than him, and S4's about to hit level 5. So that entire lane that was looking really strong for the Drow just completely gone because of Hansken's play. And he's even going back and stacking now. Yeah, Hansken's on fire right now. 4-1, all 4 kills going for him.
Put it out of your mind.
S4. Step up here, take a hit or so from the tower, but you can see Arme being very careful with his position now, not chasing any of these heroes, making sure that he keeps close to the creeps.
Radiant.
He knows Hansken's going to be hunting for action, and in fact,
Innocence.
if they can build up enough damage to take down this Undying, stacks of their Arme will step forward, will start to try and push back the two of them. Safe. The wraparound's coming. It's a big one. Hansken, he just goes straight to the TP out. Big brain play there from Hansken as he saves himself with the rotation. S4, on the other hand, will not quite be as lucky. Presence of the Razor, enough to push the two of them out of the lane. Top lane, trying to dive in. Really get the kill onto FNG. Nico Baby and Limp able to do anything in return. The Avalanche toss already been used. And try and stay on top of Faith. We'll have another round of the spells in a moment. Q. Rather annoying here, dropping the turn down as well as that Battle Hunger. Limp taking heavy damage from the two. Still trying to get in and close the gap for a extra round of the Avalanche toss, but it's not going to happen. It's PSG.LGD, they'll get out, and Limp not quite able to punish them.
That was close. Zinq doing a good job of just poking him constantly so he can't get the secondary go at the combo. Bottom. Poisons.
He's trying to get the ground. Got the torrent. 3 stacks. Will they get up to the 5th? One more from Hansken, it'll do it. Hansken again taking out Arme. Will lose his life for it. But just doing everything possible to make sure that this Drow barely gets a chance to hit the creeps down here. Just constant kills here from Hansken onto Arme.
Innocence is going to be higher level than his Drow now at this point. Getting that kill onto the Shadow Demon afterwards. S4 now up to level 6. This Drow might just have the jungle.
And this lane does not seem an easy place to be when Hansken's around.
Parts,
and yeah, look,
TTP's to Outpost. Yeah, I don't think he can go back down there at all. He'll just get chain chased out. This has been such a good performance from Hansken. As immediately toward mid.
See the rotation coming in. Look who's there, Hansken ready to help out, and Nico Baby as well. They're pretty much bringing the entirety of them. They do lose FNG on the way out. Nothing to say about bring him down with him. Because the big kill going towards Alliance, taking out that mid.
Both carries unable to lane though. Void can't go near this. Axe unless he constantly has rotations from Limp. Drow can't lane bottom unless he gets constant rotations from the Razor, so both gonna start jungling for some time. Alliance making the rotation down. They'll have a big creep wave to go for this tower. Distance will use his mana, a bit lacking on the Tombstone mana, so I don't know if they'll want to fight down here if he doesn't have it. Let's see. It's up to the Razor. Razor's gonna TP mid, so I think they are just gonna sack this now. Innocent's just grabbing XP.
Showing his face.
Yeah, he's just taking XP from the creep wave that's dying to the tower. Level 6 now on the Undying.
Radiant's
So that tower will drop. Still 2k advantage here for PSG.LGD. Even though the Drow was suffering so much, with those 3 deaths, he's going to be able to jungle and catch back up. And the other 2 lanes did go that successful for them with the Axe and the Razor.
The mid lane, as you said, expected to have that lead. What we got?
He went for the deny. I thought he might get it. He tried to just smack it there. He's invis now, Moonlight Shadow. Looks like he's going to save his life also for it. S4 came hunting.
And do you like this from Nothing to Say this game? As the mid-brazer just rushing the hood to give him some sort of tank ability against that burst combo from Alliance's heroes?
Absolutely. I think it's one of the better items this game. When you're playing versus Tiny, it's always valuable to have the cloak. Having the raindrop is super nice, even versus AA. And versus Kunkka, honestly. Since it's an off-lane Kunkka, it's more magic damage. FNG, the arrow. It hits.
Excellent arrow for Xingqiu. Lines it up perfectly. TPs will be coming in, and Nothing to Say a little bit low. Avalanche and toss over towards him. Treat not enough there, as we've only just got the hood done.
He just got it.
Just made the difference. Yeah, it just came out.
Oh, he gets hit by the envenomed weapon when he's earned, so it's not going to heal him as much. We'll watch out for those annoying Ghoul Assassins.
Seeing over towards the river. Mate, he's got the silence. S4's going to come over to try and help out. Here's Xingqiu continuing to commit onto the Shadow Demon. Will bring down Hansken, leap out to the side. Limp comes in with the combo on, and Nothing to Say, but Nothing to Say is able to step out of there. Fake round, pulling the attention away from Limp with the call. This X-Mark back into the boat combo, but it's not enough damage from Alliance. They can't quite blow up this Axe. Faithbjorn's able to walk out and still half his HP intact.
Oh, so close. S4 was inches from X marking the Drow. They would have been able to get the kill onto Ame there, but he's able to back up, go back to jungle. That was close to them getting that kill. And that hood, 2 times now it saves Nothing to Say, so I think that's definitely the most reasonable purchase for him.
Absolutely. As long as he can live, get a good link off in the fights, you know, ideally onto the Void once he's jumped in with the Time Walk, then of course it's going to be hard for them to find the damage to kill these tanky heroes. The Hood with the Vanguard on the Axe, and by the Axe Faithbjorn pretty much having the Blink Dagger done, so his fast times that are coming out are going to make these fights even more disruptive. They're going to have to be very careful how they step in, as they've got good control, you know, call into the arrow to keep Alliance fighting underneath these things, such as the Tombstone and the multi-shot from the Drow Ranger.
I think we'll see a lot of the heroes on PSG.LGD just tanking up a bit, not only because they're playing versus Tiny, but because of the whole idea of Alliance's draft is to lead a hero. That's when you see the AA, the Void be super successful. Same thing for your Kunkka. If these fights start getting to these drawn-out portions, Alliance is going to have a really hard time. Fighting into Tombstone, fighting into continuous resets and calls from the Axe, and just a Razor and Drow beating on them from a distance. 2k gold lead, Faithbjorn, as you said, Blink is ready.
And wants to go for a big jump here around the mid.
Level 3 Tombstone's about to be level 4.
They're going to go for the jump on the Kunkka. Straight in with the Link. S4 shouldn't stand much of a chance here as the Link will build up. S4 gets blown up by the Starstorm damage. They drop the Demonic Purge on Nothing to Say to stop him from being able to charge in. And look at Innocence go. Innocence though, as he's just diving in underneath the tier 1 tower, ready to keep pushing on. They need extra backup coming in from Alliance. Nico Baby's TPing over. He'll turn over towards Innocence. Chrono's going to be dropped down as Nico Baby looks towards taking out Xingqiu as well. With the bashes coming in, it's enough. They bring down Xingqiu. Another jump, another call though from Faithbjorn as he's in straight on top of the face of FNG. They'll still come out on top of this fight here. PSG.LGD taking down the 3 of them. Only losing the 2 supports themselves.
And Ame's chilling during all of it. He's just farming triangle. He's a team. How's it going? Okay, great. Good job with the 5v4 fight. If there's a Tombstone dropped in the fight and Alliance isn't all immediately hitting it with the SD and the AA included, which is not what you really want to be doing as your 2 supports, they have to just run. This tombstone is going to be a huge problem for the triple melee cores.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
More Innocence.
Innocence.
And he's going to walk into pretty much the entirety of the lines there now. But purges the Ice Blast, they're going to have to set up onto Nothing to Say. They're trying to push them back with slow of the multi-shot. Fabian's making his way over. The X-Mark's there from S4, dragging Nothing to Say back. We'll get the link up, but he drops underneath the tower. Nothing to Say, he's got the movement speed though to get away from it all. The poison's going to miss. I think he's going to be fine. He's going to be able to escape. They'll lose FNG under the tower. Nico, baby, he is there with the wraparound. So they will manage to catch Nothing to Say on his attempt to retreat. Which is a good job there. So that would have been very frustrating for Alliance there if he was able to walk away as low HP as he was. As nearly making it out from the complete combo they dropped on him.
That's a good way to start the fight too, right? And the Undying walks out of position, kill him before Tombstone is able to get dropped down. Then you can win the fight, even without Chronosphere. Yeah. And a great, typical contribution from your carry, just walking in and, one attack, getting a kill.
And Nico Baby's going to be happy with that. I mean, his farm still on par with that, the top two on PSG.LGD. Maelstrom into the SMY, nothing surprising about the build-up. And so he's going to make good time on it. Even so, though, it's not an easy game, as you mentioned, for the Void. These fights are still going to favor PSG.LGD at this stage of the game, considering the heroes and these early sort of build-up they have on all their cores. These little tanky items that just make it that hard, really, for Alliance to get in, get that jump before the fight kicks off. And obviously easier for PSG.LGD to just start the action. Fabian leading the charge yet again with the smoke, Blink Dagger at the ready. And seeing if they can find anyone in the triangle. Nico Baby playing it very safe, hidden in the trees behind this tier 1 tower. They won't catch him.
They don't quite have the blink yet on Limp, so he doesn't even make his way over with this smoke. He wants to finish the Blink Dagger. They're just going to get vision, maybe even block out the camps. Yeah, so blocking out both camps to make sure that the Drow isn't just able to farm at that super fast pace.
Radiant's top tower.
Because they know that the rest of PSG.LGD, they're running as this 4-man unit. They're like, where's Ame? Gotta always be sure to slow that Drow Ranger down. We see the build from Nothing to Say was pointed out by our observer before. Sage right after with that hood. He is unbelievably tanky. Look at this, 2100 HP with the Ironwood tree as well. So bursting him is gonna be a pretty tough option. They're gonna have to throw pretty much everything onto him.
Yeah, and even then, that's not gonna feel too good, because then you're not gonna have the tools to sort of deal with the other cores.
Yeah.
Because of just how much, as you say, you are gonna have to throw down to threaten the life of this Razor. It's not easy team fights for Alliance to take, and as the farming continues, they only slip further behind. S4 will manage to take out this top tower. Alliance that immediately go for smoke TP down bottom. They want to make a play with the Chronosphere back online from Nico Baby. They want to try and get Arme. As Arme shows himself in the lane. Nice blast. Lined up very, very nicely there. Great angle from FNG, and with the jump from Limp, they'll get themselves the kill. Very quick and smooth move there from Alliance to punish Arme's position. Red Light Shadow coming from PSG.LGD though. They still want to try and take the fight. It's going to be a jump from Fabian. He's in with a call onto the Shadow Demon as Handscan will fall. Nico Baby trying to fight back. He has got the Chronosphere available. He's going to get caught out by the arrow. He'll jump over the side. Doesn't really want to drop the Chrono here as he knows there's going to be a lack of damage. He'll still drop it anyway just to save himself, but it has to be a Chrono and an escape. There's no way to take the fight right now. Nearly getting the call there, but Nico Baby's CP done just in time. As Alliance, they just have to bail, as we're seeing. It's so hard for them to use the Chrono aggressively at this stage. PSG.LGD's lineup is it's pretty terrifying here at 16 minutes.
Even the Undying is terrifying. I see he's gone for Orb Corrosion, so interesting here. The illusions won't apply Orb Corrosion back on yourself when he's been disrupted, so switching it up a little bit. And look at this. Nico Baby, they're starting to realize, they're like, dude, this Tombstone is such a big issue. They have to time walk in to try to go for it, but then Nico Baby's like, oh my god, I have Flesh Golem on me. This amplified damage plus corrosion. I need to run. I need to reset. He has to use Chronosphere in order to survive. So fight's still looking very difficult, and that's when Alliance, they have 5 versus 4. The Drow was dead before that fight started.
And it just, I mean, at what point is it going to take for us to see, Nico Baby being able to turn up, drop the Chrono, and feel that he is doing damage? I feel like that's just, it's many items away on the Void until that point's going to come into play.
I absolutely agree. I feel like he has to get so many. That's why I was opening up the, the panel thing. Lizard was lifting some weights. I felt like Nico Baby really needed to lift some weights to get to later stages because they're all so tanky. They have an excellent lineup to be able to deal with this Void, and there is damage to get inside that Chronosphere, but it all has to be lined up perfectly.
Find here, Fabian.
He's spotted.
Leading the charge perfectly the last few times. Yeah, they're on top of S4. Their backup coming in, TPs are coming over. But the call into the arrow edge there, there's no saving the Kunkka.
His Vessel's doing work as well on Jin-Q. That extra bit of damage versus a tanky hero like Kunkka. And then that makes him tanky too, as we see him with Shovel, Vessel. He takes the damage talent though. Okay, noted Jin-Q, not taking the health talent this game. Even versus all this damage, doesn't care.
I'll take
And
that.
keeping themselves up at this 4K lead. Nico Baby's still farming, but he's really the only one farming at the moment.
Regeneration.
S4 on Limp. I mean, Limp as well, understandably, you play the Tiny because you want to jump and go. You want to blow up these heroes. And, Limpy, he's been able to do so for the most part, 1-1 and 5. He's 1-1-5 now. It's going to be very hard to get those kills and assists up anymore because of the sort of the same issues that Nico Baby's struggling with. Limp, who is he actually looking at and saying, I can jump and blow up this hero? Even with the Ice Blast, some of these targets, they're just not going to die.
It has to be Drow in every single one of the fights. Like, if he catches an Undying, who cares? The Undying is now tanky enough at this point to survive the brunt of the force. Limp jumps forward, won't be able to get nothing to say. And yeah, that's why I was a bit surprised they went for this mid-Tiny into the Undying pick. Two heroes that, as support, that really ruin Tiny for people out there, it's Phoenix, or that ruin Tiny, is Phoenix and Undying. These two support heroes just make the game really difficult for you to play because you're slowed or you're just getting destroyed by Egg or Sunray or something along those lines. It always just ends up being a problem for these core Tinies. 6K lead, LGD, taking advantage of the map.
I mean, for the next fight as well, nothing to say. He's pretty much going to have his BKB done. We'll see bottom. Can't drop the Ice Blast in, but a quick jump to the side. Jin-Q's away.
And he's got a hood of his own, so he's ready. Even if he gets hit by that and the combo, he might still survive. That's why I was a bit surprised that he takes the damage talent rather than going for health, because that would give him even more survivability, but Jin-Q's a greedy player, so he always goes for those type of talents. We're seeing the Manta being built up by Faith Beyond, so extra scaling potential, extra damage that it feels like PSG.LGD's gaining more and more strength. Sure, we're going into a Void, into these later kind of stages where Void loves to play, but the rest of his teammates, just like we said, they're not really getting that scale. The Tiny, the Kunkka.
No, PSG.LGD, they're just keeping their foot on the pedal. Another smoke up, Faith Beyond ready to look for a jump. Who's he going to grab? He'll go for FNG, eliminate the threat of an Ice Blast.
And Hanskin, is he going to show his face? Ooh.
Well, yeah, they don't know he's here. Should be fine.
Allies.
He's getting good farm on Hanskin. Didn't really point that out. The Aether Lens plus the point booster. He's got Philosopher's Stone, so going straight for that Ags. Could be decent. Nothing amazing to break, though.
The prize is mine.
Can they blow up the Axe?
Is under attack.
They have AA Blast. I don't think so without AA Blast. Let's see.
They're going to try. A boat coming down, but the backup's coming in, and indeed it's not quite enough. Faithbeyond, he's just going to TPR right in front of them, but Limp does have toss available, so we'll put a stop to that. They will manage to kill off Faithbeyond. See if they lose any heroes for this, though. As S4, he'll be chased down by Innocent Jin-Q, and nothing to say as S4 can't get out. But they do get the kill. They are able to take him down. They'll get an offlane for an offlane, and whilst behind, that's a trade that Alliance will take.
God bless that Arcane Rune for Limp. If they didn't have that Arcane Rune, he's going to finish that TP right in front of them. That's top. Nico Baby will be okay. Do at least get the kill. Slow down Faith Beyond a little bit, but again, losing their Kunkka.
Still that 6K difference. Meanwhile, we've got Limp getting online after the blink. Yeah, the Echo Saber's done, so
yep.
A bit of a step up there to the burst damage that he will have to offer when he makes that jump.
Not bad, not bad. Hanskin also up to 1,600 gold after point boost. He's gonna have an early Aghanims. That's gonna be nice, at least to maybe not to break anything in particular. Sure, versus like Storm Surge and something like that could be decent, but it's more just to hold these heroes in place and just extra little bits of damage where I feel like Alliance is gonna need. Ame will have to scout the Roche. A bit worried about Ame sneaking his way in there. Ame quietly catching back up in farm too. 0, 4, and 5, but he's almost tied with the Void in net worth. And now they will sneak their way into the pit. They know AA Blast is down. Alliance won't make it in time. I don't know if they want to fight in that area either. That just gives Tombstone the best position. Yeah, Tombstone is way too hard to fight into this stage without a real way to kill it properly. Only the two supports really can't do that. So yeah, I think they just give it up.
Your song has fallen to the Radiant.
Well, we have it. Arme, as you said, the target that they may have the possibility to burst is now going to have 2 lives ready for that next team fight, making the focus of Alliance much more difficult in terms of target priority.
Looks like it's going to be Nico Baby versus the world. Nico Baby and Hanskin versus the world in particular. Since Hanskin, it's nearly got Ags done. He is quietly farming up on the side here. PSG.LGD, though, comfortably now going to go for a tier 2.
And this is what we always love to see when there's a void in the game. We love to see the pressure on the big chronos. You know, that's what everyone's waiting for. Everyone's getting the popcorn out, ready for the incredible chronos or the incredible misses. And we'll see what Nico Baby pulls out, because as you say, it's got to be big. It's got to be some huge stuff here from the Nico Baby board in this game.
They're setting up for this. They want this fight. They got the tier 2 themselves top, instantly rotating over. Moonlight Shadow 2 for the speed. FNG. He's going to TP out. Nice next pickup for Nico Baby is going to be a pretty big one. The Scotty, not versus any huge kind of heals. Sure, Soul Rip is one of the bigger ones, but versus 2 range carries. That could be really nice, just the increased threat that it does do versus ranged. But PSG.LGD, they TP bottom, force him away from the tier 2, and they immediately smoke. They see Nico Baby for a second, they want him. Ame's still in the area. Hanskin, that's his Ags. He's got it done.
There's such an impact in the early game at Hanskin. You know, he's having the better of starts here. Let's see if this Ags timing is going to be enough to be that extra bit of power that Alliance need to threat PSG.LGD in these situations. Nothing
it's
to
not
say.
versus the best breaks, though. Like usually when we see these SD Ags, it's like you're versus like a Spectre or a PA where it's going to have this massive influence in the game. This one, it's a bit different. It's more just like some extra damage being thrown out. Maybe he goes for something like, I mean, I haven't seen it, but maybe he goes for something like a shard to be able to disengage from people, but there's nothing really good to defensively dispel off either. It does feel like he's good. He's got this good farm. He's had this good impact early, but what's this Ags really going to do? Is it really going to be that impactful that they've been giving him this much priority of farm? So it just feels like PSG.LGD, they're getting more on the map with their 3 cores in comparison. It's, as we just through the void on the side of Alliance who's getting that big farm.
I'll be interested to see what Nico Baby feels that he needs to get next after the Skadi. It's not a game where I think he can skip BKB, right? I don't think you need to buy the BKB this game. There's too many things that go through it, and you've got to go.
He has to go for more. I agree, 100%.
So I guess, you know, it's probably going to be MKB or Butterfly.
And they're losing all their vision. I think MKB would probably be the likely one, yeah. And they're losing all their vision. I'm watching Innocence. They buy, this is a common thing we've seen in China when they get these early pace drafts. They buy an early gem. I really don't see any other region doing that still. And they're utilizing it perfectly here. There's only 1 ward on the map now for Alliance. Bottom. Lib.
Hanskin will be able to kite, nothing to say back, but he's in with the BKB and Fade behind, he's in with the jump. Gets the grab onto Hanskin, the tombstone is going to be dropped down. Nico Baby and S4, they've got to get out of here, they've got to run. Limp's going to stay hidden in the trees. And S4 being chased, slowed down by the zombies. Also FNG, he steps in range of Arme. They're going to drop the chrono. Will catch, nothing to say, over towards the side. Now will be enough to kill off the red. He's going to lose his life for it. I mean, they get a core with the chrono, but it's just not enough. 4 heroes dead on Alliance. As PSG.LGD, it really doesn't matter. They lose 1 core. They're probably going to win most of these fights 4v5 anyway with the lead that they have.
Yeah, and now they get a gem of their own. They take away the gem from Alliance, at least inside that fight too. And it's S4, he's just getting chased the whole time from the 2 supports. Look at them, the Flesh Golem, that amp damage. And it's just a clean up there from PSG.LGD. The Drow getting no attention on her whatsoever. Ame finally gets some relief, gets the top net worth in the board, and onto the high ground. No Chronosphere. How does Alliance fight back?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's just been 2 solid games from Ame in the carry department. You know, game 1, his team was sort of having a tough time. Game 2, he was having a bit of a tough time at the beginning, but he has come back into this perfectly. Top net worth, showing exactly what needs to be done. Even when you do have these laning situations where he was dying, you know, back-to-back deaths in lane, a complete recovery here from Arme.
His team knows how to enable him so well. They're just running around his four, making constant plays. The Razor, we see nothing to say, just like last time. He's like the sacrifice a bit here. Sure, he's only got 3 deaths this time around, but just like Puck, he just runs in, tanks the brunt of the action, and then the Drow has freedom because there's no spells really up left from the side of Alliance. 12k gold lead now, feeling almost impossible for Alliance to fight back. Like you said, needing a massive chrono, but there's so many different elements now that they can't really go through. The BKB, the pipe, there's so many different tanky methods for PSG.LGD to survive through. Faith_Beyond has 2800 HP. He's still hanging on to a chip vest. If he had a bigger item, he'd be even stronger.
And Alliance, they're trying to see if they can maybe catch someone alone. But FNG, he's going to end up walking into a Razor. The rest of Alliance have to scatter back to base.
LGD too good.
Baby's nearly got the Skadi. He is queuing up the Satanic, so feeling that he wants to continue to build up for survivability. I mean, you know, without that, it's such a tough position because honestly, what does he buy to try and rectify this game? He needs so many items. But obviously, going for the Satanic will still mean that the damage issues will be there. Even being able to live that longer in the fights, what really is going to be able to be achieved here by Alliance is just so hard against PSG.LGD's items.
It is a nice dispel versus the Gust at the very least, but yeah, even then, it just still will feel like they won't have damage because Limp's game, sure, he's 2-1-6, but that's not what you want to be in a Tiny in this type of game. You need to be snowballing the hell out of the game so that you don't get to this position where you just can't kill anybody. You can't even target the supports. It's an Undying with 1700 HP. It's a Mirana with 1570 with a pipe. There's no targets for you to go for and just delete from the map. And Alliance, the long duration team fights will not benefit them in any situation.
Looking for the lead up here for a chrono. Maybe they can get sort of a quick grab on 1 or 2 of the squishy heroes at the back and they can start with a kill. Then we'll get the control onto Jingqiu. Jingqiu, can he actually get out? Moonlight Shadow, but Sentry is down. They'll kill off the Mirage.
The gem. They can get back their gem. Nice.
Under attack.
If we can get anything more, it's Faith_Beyond. He's out with the blink. Nico Baby getting in aggressive with the Time Warp. With this Arcane Rune.
Limp.
Nothing to say, he's ready with the wraparound already. Limp popping the BKB. Trying to get himself away from Nothing to Say and will manage to do so just far enough. Limp will manage to get back here as the safety of the rest of his team.
They smoked out and got a pick in a kind of a weird position, but the lanes were all pushed in completely by Faith_Beyond. That Manta, that Shard. They have to address their lanes immediately on the side of Alliance, even after getting that kill, but at least they recovered their gem. So they'll be able to get a bit more map control from that back.
15k lead though. It's a tough one here for Alliance.
Does not feel like that changed the state of the game much at all. PSG.LGD smoked up, ready for the next fight. They're just hunting. They're not afraid of this at all from Alliance. ZQ just gonna jump up to the high ground.
Yeah, get the vision. They're in with the call. The disruption will come out. Brand's gonna try and keep S4 safe, but Hanskin just is run down by Nothing to Say, committing him with the BKB. Turns over, takes out S4 as well. FNG's going for the TP out. They've got the call back up. There's no escape for FNG. 3 kills straight up for PSG.LGD. They're heading straight down the mid lane. They've got the creeps pushing in. If they want to, they can look to start poking at the base of Alliance, and with 3 heroes dead, Alliance may have to consider coming in with some buybacks or just letting this mid-rack go.
They can't fight. Nico Baby changes up the item build, but I don't think he's going to get a chance to get anything here as S4 is forced to buy back. They immediately retreat, and Roche is back up on the menu for them.
Yeah, this was definitely necessary from Nico Baby. I guess feels that he can do so as well because he found the Paladin sword, so we'll have that life steal to rely on. And yeah, needs something to amp up the damage. It's all resting on the shoulders of Nico Baby's potential to carry what is an immensely difficult game, difficult position to carry as a boy.
S4, he walks out.
He's going to get ready to control it. Yeah, he's in with the jump. Armin's going to be able to start kicking out the damage from the side. Nico Baby jumps in, but he's been arrowed. They've got the arrow into the silence. Nico Baby, he's going to go down. He jumps in and he's dead. Immediately not able to get anything off. They don't have buybacks. This is 3 dead for over a minute on Alliance. PSG.LGD, they'll be able to run it down mid. They may even just call it. If PSG.LGD realize they can go for tier 4s, they can look to end here with the push of the Drow.
I think they will. I think they're going to go tier 4s here. They have the Drow Razor combo, that marksmanship. This is where it kicks in perfectly. There is a glyph, so holds them back for a moment, but they have so much time. They're going to go right back in.
Yeah, they have so much time. Anscan and FNG.
Dire's middle tower.
They can't hold this back on their own. PSG.LGD going straight for the throne here. Tier 4's down. The Ancient exposed. Buyback his death, Nico, baby. All right. He's going to go for something huge. He's going to try and come in for the back line. But immediately jumps in, he gets silenced. They've got the silence. They're ignoring the void. They're just...